Hey guys, happy Thursday. I'm back once again. Okay, today we're going to talk about how do you become a boundary babe. Boundaries are very, very essential. You can't have healthy relationships without boundaries. Okay, and how I define boundaries, they protect your mental, emotional, and physical well being. They're the limits we have. Okay, they protect your time, they protect your energy, they protect your resources. Without boundaries, we won't have healthy relationships, get mutual respect. We won't be able to speak up for what we want. We won't be able to say no for what we don't want. So they're very, very important. And actually, boundaries make you more attractive. I know that might seem shocking, right? But it is. Think about how much confidence it takes to say no. Think about how secure you have to be okay with others being upset with you because you're not willing to upset yourself. You're not willing to disappoint yourself. Like you're no longer willing to put others first at the expense of yourself. Like that takes a lot of confidence and security to be able to do that. And what it also does is it magnifies others. This podcast is going to help you learn how to stop playing small, find who you really are, and become the truest, freest, most badass version of yourself. So you can get the real love and life that you truly deserve and desire. Okay, when you set a boundary, you're going to get to see who somebody really is. And that's the beautiful part. And then you can decide what you're going to do because we have no control over others. Okay, the only control we have is over ourselves and what we choose to do. Boundaries are your limits to protect your time, energy, and resources. Saying no makes you more attractive to others and it repels the wrong people. What I tell my clients is say no in new relationships and with men a lot. Say no as often as possible because this will magnify who you're dealing with. If somebody can't handle your no on the second date, how the hell you think they're going to be 2 years from now? You see what I'm saying? You have a right to say no to the things that aren't right for you. Okay? And a good man will be attracted to you because of your boundaries, respect them, and accommodate them. So if you're dealing with people who don't like to be told no, okay, it could simply be that you've kind of spoiled them. Okay? And you can say, I'm just working on taking care of myself. And they will eventually come around and understand. Okay? Because they love you. But the people who should never have been there, okay, they're going to push back and they're not going to like it. And you just have to stand your ground and ride it out, baby. Okay? So the first step is you have to value yourself more than him. Okay? You have to value yourself more than you value your relationship or your guy. Okay? When you're valuing and putting him first, you're doing so at the expense of yourself. You're saying yes when you really mean no. And all this does is create a dynamic that you're overgiving and you're not protecting your energy and you're not speaking up when your whole body is like, no, I don't want to do this. You're saying yes, okay? Because you don't want to risk him getting upset or angry with you. Eventually, you lose who you are and he doesn't respect you and he walks all over you. And we don't want this. I don't want this for you, okay? We will slowly lose ourselves the more we do this, okay? We're also teaching others how to treat us by when we're speaking up and saying no. And if we're always saying yes, and they're taking and taking and taking, and we don't know how to say no, and we don't know how to speak up for what we want, what we need, our preferences, then that's not a reciprocal relationship. And you're going to feel used, unappreciated, not seen, not heard, not valued. But I'm going to tell you how to turn it all around. So just stick with me, okay? We have to learn to say yes to what we want and no to what we don't want. Number 2, stop trying to be nice and good. And I really want you to hear this. That is not your fault. All of us women have been conditioned to be nice, to be reasonable and accommodating. Don't be too much. Don't be too loud. And of course, never ever be selfish. That's the worst thing, right? But what we have to understand is being selfless means you don't have a self. That's a recipe for a very unhappy life, and an unhappy relationship is you're not honoring yourself, okay? If you're afraid of upsetting others and making others angry, how can you truly speak up and say what you want, what you need, and your preferences? How can we do that, okay? We have to honor what we want, need above them. Like, we're equals, okay? And we have to say, okay, well, I'm actually up here. I have to start valuing myself more than you because it's my job to take care of myself. And it isn't bad or selfish, okay? This is just my job. It's my job. As simple as that. Your wants, feelings, needs, and preferences are more important than your guys, okay? It's your job to take care of you. It's not to please or take care of him. That's actually mothering, and that actually doesn't feel good to a guy. All right, number 3. When we are willing for our guy and others to be upset or angry or not like us because we put ourselves first, we're honoring ourselves, okay? Good people will understand and want to accommodate your boundaries. They will. So when you start speaking up for what you want, need, think, and feel, it's going to feel uncomfortable. And this is normal because you're challenging that conditioning and you're saying, no, I'm no longer willing to be reasonable. I'm no longer willing to stay small. I'm no longer willing to dumb myself down and shrink myself so that others feel comfortable. We are willing for others to be upset or not like us because we put ourselves first. Here's what we have to do, okay? We have to start saying yes when it's a hell yes. When you start tuning into your body, okay, you literally notice the feelings and the sensations in your body, okay? And when someone asks something of you, hey, can you watch my kids? Hey, can you do overtime? Hey, can I borrow your car? Can I borrow $100? And your body is going to have a feeling, okay? That's how you know if you should say yes or no. So if it's not a hell yes, then it's a hell no. You have to honor that feeling that says, ooh, I feel uncomfortable. This doesn't feel right. That means no. Boundaries help create relationships based on mutual respect, care, and understanding. The more we start honoring and caring and loving ourselves and putting what we want and need above others, the more that we are able to just speak our truth and be honest and vulnerable with others, because that's the connection right there, being honest and being vulnerable. And your relationships will grow and blossom if you're able to do that. If you get caught in this cycle of, okay, I can't risk saying what I want or saying no because my partner could get upset with me, he's going to be angry and I'm just not going to do that. I can't risk that. It's going to create resentment. And this is going to eat away all the good feelings and love you had for your partner. When we're able to start honoring ourselves and putting our wants, needs, preferences, and the things that are important to us as a priority and no longer taking a back seat, it will prevent that resentment. And yes, it will be uncomfortable at first, but what it's going to do is completely change your relationship. And this is how you start getting the respect and the love and the care that you truly, truly do deserve. Boundaries are essential to having healthy, good, fulfilling relationships. You're not going to have good relationships without the boundaries. Like, it's just not possible, because relationships are about reciprocity. Okay. They should feel good. They should be fulfilling. We have to be able to say, this is me. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. This is what I like. This is what I don't like. And that's where the boundaries are. And boundaries also protect your sense of self. Okay. If you can't say no, then it's like you and the other person is just blurry, right? You're basically just there to make them happy 24/7 and comfortable 24/7. Like, that's not a relationship. Where is the you in that relationship? We have to speak up for what we want and what we need in order to get what we want and, to have a mutual fulfilling and satisfying relationship and not lose ourselves. I did a podcast last week about how to stop taking everything on yourself, how to stop basically being Superwoman and trying to do everything and take care of everything. I was in that role for a really long time. How do you go from Superwoman to feeling like a goddess 24/7 all day, every day? And I share that, and you guys are going to love it. So check that out. Boundaries are going to help you get the respect and the love and cherishing that you really want. Think about it. The last time someone constantly said yes to you, didn't have a spine, didn't have a backbone, did you respect them? Really? Like, think about that. It's just almost like, man, this person can't speak up for themselves. In order to get the respect and the love and the amazing relationships, we have to speak up and value ourselves more than others. Thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. The more you start speaking up, the easier and easier it will become. I would love to support you, and check on the bottom. I'm going to have some free resources. I'm also doing coaching for men. It's never too late to find yourself and find the love and the happiness that is going to make everything worth it.
You can become the badass you've always wanted to be, punch fear in the face, and live life on your own terms. Till next time.